Going back, now let's go move on to our second prepared speech. This will be Miss MJ
Sahagan, like Haagen-Dazs.
Sahagan. She's been a Toastmaster for 3 years. She joined Toastmasters in order to keep her voice and hands from shaking when speaking in front of an audience. Today, MJ will be giving her first speech, Speak Off the Cuff, from the Specialty Speeches Advanced Communicator Manual. The objective of this speech is to provide 3 general topics she is familiar with on slips of paper and have her speech evaluator randomly select a slip for her to speak about. This speech will be 5 to 7 minutes, and the title is We'll See What Happens, I guess.
When we start, I've got my 3 slips of paper. Mr. Speech Evaluator. Oh.
Am I supposed to just read it to you and then you go for it?
Yeah, just tell me what it says.
Okay, traveling.
Traveling.
Oh.
They all say traveling. No, I'm What travels the world but stays in one corner? Anyone know? But at the same time, go.
Stamps.
You're right, a stamp. A stamp has the privilege of being able to travel the world, where many of us stay in one place most of our lives, and for a lot of us, we're here in LA. I don't blame us for staying in one place. But the world is so big, and if any of you know me, you know that in the last year I have gone to at least 3 different countries, in 3 different continents, and in 2 months I'm actually taking another trip to Thailand on April 1st. Mr. Toastmaster, fellow Toastmasters, and most welcome guests, today I'm going to talk to you guys about traveling. I'm going to share with you all how to book the best trip, some of my favorite places that I've been, and persuade you all to maybe leave this room with a destination in mind that you might hop online instead of going to your 1 o'clock meeting and booking a trip for yourself. So to start, how to pick the right trip? Well, you could do it very spontaneously. Close your eyes and put your finger on a map and open your eyes and see where that is. If it's in the ocean, maybe you're supposed to take a cruise. Who knows? If it's a block away, that's not bad either. One of my favorite places in the whole world is actually here in LA. That place is called the Self-Realization Center. If you guys have ever been out to the Palisades, it's one of the most beautiful spiritual places I've ever been. Even if you're not spiritual, the whole place is just, the ambiance is great and the vibe that you get when you go there. So you don't have to travel far or hop on an airplane to travel somewhere. It could even be somewhere in the United States. My favorite city to travel to is New Orleans within the U.S. I love the culture there, the food, the people. It's really great. So once you pick your destination, let's say it is going to be Thailand, for example. The second thing you have to do is figure out who you're traveling with. Now you may already have someone in mind. Let's say you have a significant other. Maybe you met them yesterday on Valentine's Day. Who knows? Or if you're like me, you throw the invite out there and see who accepts. So that's what I did. I asked a girlfriend of mine if she would come to Thailand with me, and luckily enough, she accepted. Now there are certain requirements that I look for in a traveler. Do they have the money? Right? Because I like to enjoy myself. 2, can they take the time off from work? Some people work retail, and unfortunately, they can't get 2 weeks off like I can. And then 3, do I like them? Right? I found out most recently when I went on a trip with someone who met the first 2 requirements, but they did not meet the 3rd. So when you've identified that travel partner, then you guys can get together and then start planning out the things that you enjoy doing. Research the location and make a list of all the things that you want to do. Once you've done that, go online. I use Google Flights to price all the different flight options. I am frugal as anyone you'll ever meet, and I will wait and monitor prices weekly, daily, hourly. I'll get tracking notifications. But first things first, you've got to book the flight. After that, then you can start filling in all the things that you guys want to do within that time frame. And lastly, then I book the hotel, because you'll figure out, you'll stay wherever you need to. In my most recent trip to Machu Picchu, we went from one night in a hostel to another night at a 5-star hotel. So it's all an experience. I definitely encourage you all to try different things in each country, because every place you go has something different to offer. Now, the next thing I want to talk to you about is one of my favorite places to go, which I know I mentioned a place in LA, I mentioned a place here in the United States, but my favorite place that I've ever traveled to is a toss-up between Fiji, who can argue with Fiji, and Machu Picchu. The trek on the Inca Trail to Machu Picchu was just as rewarding as actually arriving at the historic site itself. And that's what I really enjoy about taking a trip, is what can I gain and what can I learn from the experience, from the people, and from the food that I eat. Fiji I enjoyed because I got to lay on a beach and sip on pina coladas. So you figure out which kind of trip best suits you. Now, the reason why traveling pulls so much on my heart is because I learned so much about myself. And I think when you stay in your bubble, you're not able to expose yourself to things and situations that trigger you to act out of character. When you meet people from a different culture, when you eat different food you never try, you find out something more about yourself. So I hope that I've given you guys different various reasons that call out to you why traveling is not only good for yourself, but it's good for your soul and it's good for your growth. One thing that, one of my favorite quotes is, with every trip that you take, you not only learn something about the places you go, but you learn something about yourself. So I give you guys all the challenge that once you leave this room, figure out that place that's been calling to you. Research it. Look up flights to go there. Think about someone that you want to share that experience with, and give yourself the gift of knowing yourself better through travel. Mr. Toastmaster.